So I had some little parts of some 5x7 cards left over after I cut some circles out. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to make some little bookmarks and to mail out with my paintings and rocks and send them to my friends. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to make a little rainbow fun bookmark with my watercolor brushes. And I did this kind of sloppy. I'm not happy with that. But I'll fix it. And the quickest way to do this for me is to just go through the rainbow. And I'm going to do overlapping. Yeah, I was doing it all by hand, but you know what? Those little circle and square and triangle templates just make things neater and faster. And I have more control. So, I'm just having some fun here. I'm not making any plans, not making any designs. I'm just going with the flow, so to speak. Ah, oops. Oh, I kind of like that. I'm going to take him off of that page a little bit. Sorry, you can't see that. And my cup is in the way. Alright. There. That's what I want. I want it to overlap a little bit and go off the edge. That is why the cardboard is down. So I don't go off onto my table and have to clean that. And then what I may do on the back side of these is whoever friend I'm going to send it to, I'll put their name in. I'm doing this backwards. I usually do my inking first with my designs. But this time, I'm doing the color first. And I'm going to do these in my watercolor pencils. And, you know, I want to bring another triangle in. Can you see me? How do I want to do it? I want to do it this direction, or in that direction. This direction. Ah, yeah. Okay. Let's do that way. There. I love these brush pens, watercolor pens. The brushes gives you a quick way of laying down the color. I got a whole set of acrylic paint pens with these brush tips as well. And I really like them. This may be too dark of a purple, but you know, this pen has a fine tip. Where are you? Where's my camera? There it is. See the fine tip and the brush tip. Kind of cool. I forgot about that when I went and ordered a whole set of fine tip pens as well. But that's okay. I keep those in the bedroom, and when I'm doodling in there, I have those available for just my little sketchbooks and doodling. Ooh, what do I want to do here? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I want it connected. So, okay. I want to do this. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second here because I want 2 more purples in here. And I'm going to use colored pencil for those. Here's my color chart. I want a lighter one. And orchid one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There he is. 10. Okay. Alright. I want to start these with light colors first and go to the dark up here with the purple. That's not making me happy where that's located. At all. Not at all. I'm going to have to come in bigger on that. That's okay. I'll make it. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Push it forward. There we go. Oh, stop moving on me. Okay, you ready? There. That's okay. And then I'll do this lighter. That's right. Not what I was planning, but hey, I wasn't really planning too far ahead. Anywho, and I want to go bigger. Stop it. I don't know if you can see me. These pens have to get out of here. They're not in my way. Now I want this one. There. And I'm going to, these are watercolor pencils as well. So I'm going to lick the tip of that because I want this color to be more intense and darker. And if you get it wet, look what happens. Okay? Because I wanted this to be darker than that one. Now, hue-wise, it actually isn't. But saturation-wise, it's going to have that effect. Okay? Now, I'm going to put the last one in here. Right there. Oops, don't move on me. Okay. And line it up again. I had one of these templates that when you line these up, they had a line across the whole thing. So you really could kind of line them up. This you have to do visually. That's okay. And the colored pencil, there's going to be more in here at the end. This is just going to be a quick little doodle. Okay? But the colored pencil also adds a different texture than the brush pens do. Now, I think what I want to do is, I want a big circle. Alright, so I have two more main colors. And then I have the blue. And I may want to do this. Nope, I don't like it there. I want it more over here. But I want it to come off the page. But I want it to come off the page here. But I don't want it to be centered. I gotta get these out of the way. This thing seems to be creeping back that way and you can't see what I'm doing. I don't want it centered with that one. I don't want it on that side. Ideally, this would be just about the position I want it right there to balance those two, for the balance those two. But I want it to come off the page. Maybe I could do it this way and come off the page here. No. Okay, I'm still playing here. Nope. It's going to have to do this. It's not ideal, but I want it to come off both those sides. Okay, maybe that's it. I can adjust. Oops, oops, oops. See, when you don't plan, you've got to think as you go, you know. You got to think on your feet, so to speak. But I can do that. Okay. I'm that, what is it, ADHD or whatever, that I can't scribble these. It drives me crazy. So what I do is I am going to do just a small little thing there to keep it from bumping in there. And then that keeps it a little bit neater. Then these little areas that are missing here, I'll touch up with my little fine point on the other end here. But that's okay. The black inks will go around these. They'll cover up anything like that. That's what makes doing the black ink secondary kind of a good idea. Because if I do it first, I always have to go back in and redo it anyway. I don't know if you can see here. Because, you know, I'm not perfect. My hands get a little unsteady and They go over a line where they're not supposed to, and I have to correct for it. That's what's that guy's name? Bob, what's his name? The landscape painter that had happy little accidents. That's what he calls those, happy little accidents. Okay. Now, let's go back in and touch those little empty areas up. If they're glaring. If they're not, the eye will fill them in visually. But if you can see them with the naked eye, you know, that's where you need to correct them. Now, this is interesting. I want to add one more color. I picked out a blue to a green. I want to get a turquoise. Because, and I didn't. So I need to pick out a turquoise. And I think that will do right there. I know that. I use that color a lot, so I know pretty much what he's going to look like. Now, I'm going to put, oh, do I want a triangle in there? I have 2 circles, 3 triangles already. I could use another square, but I have more colors. I don't like that. I'm going to like whatever this be right here, but that's not going to be that color. This is going to be interesting. I know what I'm going to do. Wait a minute. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I love this color. You can't see what I'm doing here. Keep sliding down. You know, I should go out and get a better camera stand instead of this cheap old thing I got. And it seems to want to be letting go. The little thing that holds onto the phone is losing its grip. Like I am losing my grip. But part of me doesn't want to. I don't think this is the color I want. No, it's not. I pulled out the wrong green. I wanted a lighter green than that. And I don't know how I got that one. So hang on a second. Let me put you on pause. Okay, I don't know how I did that. I pulled out almost a forest green, and it is definitely not the green I wanted. Not in any way, shape, or form. I wanted more of a grass or a Kelly green. I love the overlapping colors. I should have done larger areas, but I can do that with colored pencils. Because see, here's my next green. And I think what I'm going to do, and then after this, I have run the whole gamut, and I need to go to a yellow again, and I can, okay, I have to think about this. I kind of want to, I don't want to overlap the red. Okay, I'm not going to use a square there. I'll put another square up here. This could actually go here, too. There could be a yellow and this green. Ooh, wait a minute. I have an idea. If I didn't want to go across the red, but it's okay. If I go from here to here, then I can have, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so this is going to be a very narrow one. Not quite that narrow. Now, I didn't love that because it picked up some of the red, but that's okay. I'll go back over the red with this after because it will pick up some of that red, and I don't want it on my brush doing this part. So this part gets done after. Red and green are opposite colors. Now, this isn't pure green. This is a lime green. But you still see that you get a little bit of that brown, which is what kind of, in light mixing, if it were mixing lights. Now, I'm going to try and get all that red off my pen tip. Yeah, that's good. If light was mixing, pure red and pure green would give you a gray. But we are not doing. These are, first of all, these aren't pure. This is colors, not that. Now I'm going to grab one more kind of greeny one and one more kind of yellow one. Okay. And there goes everything on the floor. Oops. And I'm going to complete this with a couple of squares. I want the yellow one can go there. Now, this is kind of a greeny one, so I've already got that. Here, wait. There. There. Let me put the other, let me put the, oh no, this is the green one. This is the one I want right here. Okay. Nah. Let's bring you here. There we go. Okay. Now, before I finish that, I gotta get my glasses off. I'm going to do this first because I don't want to pick that orange up into any of this. This is too susceptible a color. I don't know if you can see me. I know it's way down here. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. Sorry. That's that stupid thing. Color is slowly creeping that way. I can't see it, but I'm feeling it. Cause anyway. Now, I'm going to go over that and put a little more green in it. Yeah, this is a little too fluorescent, too yellowy. It is the fluorescent yellow. If you put it right next to the right color, it will get a green cast. I think this way it's fighting between the green and the orange. But I'm going to take a colored pencil and put a little more green in that. And now, I think my last one, I have 2 squares, 2 circles, a bunch of those. Do I want another circle? I kind of don't want that much yellow, honestly. I really don't. I want a little guy. Okay. Oops, sorry. Stop! Okay. I'm a little guy. I might fill some of these areas in with the black pen and other design elements. Okay. The only thing that's going to be a pain is bringing these back over to fit these to put the black ink around them. Okay, so I got the felt tip all in there. Now, while I'm at this, let me grab that. I'm going to grab this one. I got to sharpen it. Sorry about the noise. Okay. See, the reason why I want this is it's got to have a little more color differentiation in here. I'm having the hardest time seeing that. Well, it's mid-afternoon and we have a storm coming. You know what? I was supposed to have my light on. That's what's going on. It didn't turn on. And so I'm having a hard time seeing because I'm losing my light because we got a storm coming in and my natural daylight is going behind clouds and it's later in the afternoon. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm deepening the green on this with a colored pencil. And I still have that. Okay, so whoever gets this, one of my friends is going to get this. I don't know who yet. I'm going to do several more, so all you guys are going to get a bookmark, but it just depends on when I mail them out and when you get another piece of art or piece of rock or whatever. So, don't hold your breath. You know I'm lousy at getting to a post office. I'm dependent on somebody else to get me there. Okay. So we got that part done. Now, I'm going to put you on pause and clean my mess up here. Okay, so I'm going to find this. I used the big one. All right. And I'm going to line it up. That looks pretty good right there. And oops, it slid on me. That's okay. I don't need to make this perfect. You know, I keep forgetting. This is a bookmark. So I think, except for the circles, the big circles, I think I'm going to kind of do these freehand. Because I am perfectly capable of drawing a fairly straight line. Everybody goes, I love that expression, I can't draw a straight line. Well, I got news for you folks. Nobody can draw a straight line. Even with tools, like rulers, etc. Nothing's perfect, okay? And artists, that's why we have things like these, okay? Yeah, see that little thing? I think I'm going to leave him alone and touch him up later. Or maybe do another drawing element with the ink pen. See, I just made a mistake there. So that means this little guy has to have a thicker border on him because I slipped and made it thicker. I didn't pick a good time of day to do this. I picked the time of day that I felt like. I just thought, I want to do a bookmark. But now it's getting dark, and my light didn't come on here, and I don't know why. Now the red one, I'm going to, on purpose, I am going to make that bigger, and I'm actually going to do that with this. Okay, I'm going to do the one that fits. That's not the one that fits. This is the one that fits. I'm not going to have much choice, am I? Because I used the biggest one here. Okay, line it up as best I can. Oops, 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 to move. There it is. Now hold it down. Now what I do is I go outside, push it underneath a little bit. Okay. Then I kind of bring it in. See how I'm getting a little wider border by doing that? And I'm still managing to use my template. Kind of wiped out my triangle, but that's okay. Instead of being forward, he will be backwards. Okay. Got it. I was sitting here thinking, since these are water-based, in other words, watercolors, and if they get wet, or if your fingers get damp or sweaty. So I think what I'll do is I've got a spray sealant. I'll probably use that on these. And I'm going to use this on this yellow one too. And the reason why is I think I can see it pretty good there. I don't know if you can, but I can. See how that kind of, these, even though they're watercolor pencils, using them just as colored pencils, they kind of have a waxy base to them, which is interesting. And there's a little resist when you go over something like wax, like crayons. Remember when you were a little kid and you did wax crayon resist drawings? You know, you took your little poster paints or your watercolor, praying watercolors, and your teacher said scribble with a crayon and now put your watercolor over it. And the crayon, waxy crayon, resisted the, oh, I have another circle there. Resisted, and the paint wouldn't hold there. Nice little technique. Okay, there he is. Gonna get the pencils out of the way. All right. That looks pretty. You know what? This is... Yep. No, I am going to use this one. Of course, after I had it all nicely lined up. How's that look? Oops, I hit it. Oops. There. Now I'll hold it down. And I'm going to... There's a little resist going on here, too. This is interesting. I'm going to shove this under here a little bit. There, got it a little thicker. Oops, timed out on me. But it worked. Now, the other little guys were done by hand, and I will do them by hand. Oops. Now, within one shape, I kind of like the border to be pretty much the same width all the way around, so I have to come back on this one and kind of match it up to the other side, which I made it a little wider than I had wanted. It's okay, no big deal. Now, well, I'm never usually that lucky, but that worked out pretty good. This one isn't going to, and you know what? That's a straight line, so I'm actually going to use this and make it easier on myself. going to do it this way. I'm going to get these. Hold on. I had some colored pencils that were going to be in the way. I'm going to do this way here because my position of where I'm sitting, I can't see the point, and I need to see that point. And I need to get over this. Okay. So, there's my point. Uh-oh. Already I can see. Good, I got it. I can go in by hand and do that in a minute. Shoot. Alright, I'm going to have to do that one by hand too. Because I can't see it, and the darn thing moved on me. So I'm going to do this by hand. There. Or freehand, not by hand, it's all by hand. There. Honestly, I probably should have just done it freehand. But it was so close to straight. Now this one, I kind of want this a little thicker. There. And I don't have a problem with this being narrow up here and this being a little thicker down here. I like the variation of, in fact, I need more. I may come in and put a bigger border on this one because it's in the middle. All right, now this, I'm going to turn around this way. Ah, good. And I can bring that inside. I didn't want to bring it outside because it's too close to the other one. So I got lucky there. Okay, so my core is down, and I want to do a little looking and thinking, so I'm going to put you on hold here. Well, to keep it within my style I'm working on right now, I'm going to do a couple of my little black and white accents. And I think that I'm going to do one here. And now I kind of want a checkerboard. And I have this temptation. Okay, I have to think about this for a second. While I'm doing it, while I'm thinking, I'm going to go ahead and fill. I love these little black and white striped and checkerboard borders. I like the accent. I like how they accent the colors, all the colors. And I do them on my rocks too. I use the black and white borders as accents. These black and white stripes things as accents and as borders around the finished rock on the sides and stuff. This ink is not as fast drying as I would like it to be. You know, I know exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put, shoot, it's just a little bit too big, but I'm going to put little black dots in here. There. It just seemed to want some little black dots. It says, "Dot me." And I kind of want some black dots here, too. But to tell you the honest truth, my back is starting to hurt. We've got a weather front coming in, and that causes a lot more pain in other areas of my body. You know, normal aging, okay, arthritis and stuff. And right now, that's where I want to put it. It is, you know what? It is. That's where I want to put it. let's put this little guy right here. Okay. And then we'll do this one halfway, and we'll do one half off. How's that grab? And then this one can go here. And then what I want to do is bring colored dots into the orange. You know what this needs? It needs one more here. Right there. And then this one needs to go a little bit bigger. That was 2. This one's 3. And then this one. You know, I hope. I thought I was seeing it smearing under there. There. Not perfect, but you get the idea. Okay. Oh. I may have to come back to this tomorrow because I hurt and I need to take a break, and the problem is I'm going to lose all my light very quickly. I want a little more. It's not done. It's almost done, but I need something. Not too much here, but maybe some white dots in here on the blue. Maybe, oh, now what I need is a checkerboard. Okay, something in here. I'm not liking this negative space here. I have to think about that. Sorry guys, I have to take a break and come back to this tomorrow. So I had to take a break yesterday. My back was hurting. And as you can see, I've actually added a couple little things here. I put my little signature grid guys in and a couple of dots because it just kept calling for dots. And I couldn't wait. I said, okay, I'm putting them in. But now I'm going to go in to these and I'm going to add some extra colored pencil. And I'm going to use these to give a little shading and some depth to the sections that I use the brush pens on. So I'm going to go with just a little bit darker, maybe the next color up. Like this is kind of a yellow orange here, and I'm using an orange colored pencil to darken it. Okay. And I might actually come in and use it to do some patterns too. And here with the orange, I'll use the red. This just gives it a little depth of field, so to speak, and a little more interest. And I apologize, it's kind of dark. Again, we've got a little dreary day, and I'm not getting my sunlight. And because the rest of the video was, I did turn on my light on the phone, but for some reason the thing shut off while I was doing something. I set it back up again, and it didn't revert back. It reverted back to default, which is no flash. So I'm going to darken this just a little bit more. And then on the red one, I'm going to use this. Interesting see how it's hard to see without good light. But adding the red almost gives the same color as the red and the greens together. Okay, I mean adding the red, I'm adding purple. And the purple over the red gives it kind of like a... And then I'm also going to come in and I'm going to use just a real light blue here. It's a little. Okay, because I want to blend that a little bit. I want to blend that just a little bit. So it's a little darker. And there's more differentiation there. And then, now my pencils are all messed up. That's okay, I know what's what. I have a nice dark purple here. And I'm going to use that, like right here. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to get it quite that dark. Shoot. I'd sharpened that pencil up a little bit. Those sharp edges can give you much more definition. That's okay. I'll work it out. Now I'm going to use the same purple on the blue because it will give me a darker color. Okay, so I'm going to use it in here as well. You see how it's darkening it? I hope you can. I hope the lighting is enough so that you can see what's going on here. There's an odd sound outside. I have neighbors who lately seem to like to rev their motorcycle engine constantly for no purpose whatsoever, because they do it for hours on end every Saturday and Sunday in the mornings. So now we've got, I'm actually going to use that. Okay, I want a little shadow here, and I'm actually going to use the blue in there. I'm going to use it lighter, okay? And I'm actually going to use it here too, because I don't want to spend the time to pull out another pencil. But see, it did it fine. It gave me a little definition in there. And we need a little definition on this guy. You know, that's not coming up dark enough for me. Maybe it is. I'm going to have to, you know what I'm going to use on that? I'm actually going to use a little purple in here. Just very lightly. And just a little in here too. Just a little. It gives it, bringing that purple in with the red in it will kind of tone down that green a little. See that? Now that creates a shadow. And then here, same thing. I'll use the purple in here as well. Nice thing about that is it actually helps tone the purples in. There. And then the little yellow guy over here, he needs a little. I'm going to go very lightly on that. A little darker over here. I may have to bring the red in on this side. Just a light touch of the red to that. So there's some definition in there. I'm actually having a hard time seeing myself because there's not enough light for me. And then these little guys here, this one already sort of started here, so I'm just going to accent it. That's, oops, I went over my edge. But I discovered that this eraser will sometimes take those little goofs out. Let me look, I can't see very well here. I think it might be smearing the other part of it. Worst comes to worst, I can always touch it up with a paint pen. I have to touch that one up anyway. And then I'm going to have to touch up the thing. But that's okay. It did take, interestingly enough, it took off this shadow almost completely. Alright, and then I'm going to use this one right here. This is a little, I'm going to give it, there's not enough, it's not dark enough here. So I will bring some purple in, but I want it more magenta. Okay. There we go. More magenta-y purple. Now in here, I'm going back to the blue. Oops, oops, oops. I don't like that. I didn't realize this blue was that opaque. Not all pencils work the same way. This one really went down easy, and I wasn't expecting it, and that's okay. You know, it's not critical. This is just a fun little drawing. If it had been a big painting that I was charging a lot of money for, I would probably correct that because I'm not all that happy with it, but hey. Now, I'm going to grab, I don't know if this is going to be dark. No, it's not. I'm going to go back to the red, and I need to, pardon me, but I have to sharpen my pencil because I want a very tight, I'm going to bring this in and continue the design in here like that. I like to do that on my other, like my cards and stuff. I think it makes it interesting. Okay. And this one here, I don't know how this is going to work. This, I don't think I'm going to do that one. And the reason why is there's not enough room to do it. But I want to add some more interest to this. So I'm not ready to do this. I'm going to put in something. You know what? I can correct this. I don't have to do it. I like to put some shading in some of the negative space. And I like to do it with this, what I call my pointless shading technique, with little dots. Because I like the effect. I like the fact that it adds texture at the same time as creating kind of a gradient. All right? You can do this with colors too. That's what I'll do. I have an idea. Hold on, I'm going to grab a brush pen. I'm going to do a little pointless shading techniques in here, too. Now remember these pens that had the brush pen on this side, and then the little fine edge. I'm going to use the little fine edge. And I'm going to give an even darker shadow. I'm going to try it on this one. I don't have to do it on all of them. I'm just going to try it on this one. It's interesting. I have this urge. There's something. It needs something. I can't figure out what it is. And I have to think on that a little bit. And like I have said before, you don't want to watch me thinking. So when I go to the thinking mode, I will put this on pause. So you won't be bored out of your mind. You know what? I'm going to do that here. So technically, this isn't really a shading because it doesn't follow the... Oh, my brain just went completely dead. It doesn't... The direction, the light direction. All right? But I don't care. This is an abstract. I'm more concerned with the design than I am being technically correct on certain things. All right? And I want the texture here. Now, it calls for something over here. Do I want it here? Yes, I do. This would be a good place, too. That gives me just a little. I'm going to do it not so big here. At first, I just want to take a look and see if I want it all over or just... No, I could have a little bit, just a little bit more in here. There. Okay, now. So, I have decided that I want to repeat this. And, you know, honestly, I'm not going to get the little templates out. There. That needed that. I need something else, just some little line accents, and I actually have to think about this for a second. So, I've decided that I'm going to do my little... I add these in sometimes, these little, just to kind of give it more interest and to fill in certain areas. And then here, I'm going to start here, and I'm going to bring this that way and that way. And then I'm going to do this. I didn't mean to make it that narrow. That's going to make it interesting. And I'm going to do my little checkerboard. I didn't mean to do that. Now, I'm going to take, I just like the tip of this. These are watercolor pencils. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to have to touch that up with a paint pen. I want that to be red in there. There. Oh, that black ink pen, I'm going to have to do that one too. It's not dry. I made a mistake. And what I need is a little green pen in there. I need a green pencil. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Now, if I don't like this color, I can go back in with the black pen. Okay? I may have to touch it up anyway. I don't like it. I'm not happy right now with what's going on there. I'm not. But this is what it's all about, you know. And little things like this, sometimes, you know, they can serve as like doing sketchbooks and you know, like a sculptor does sketches and drawings and blah, 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 and painters do too. I don't like that color in there. Interestingly enough, I do not like it. It's bothering me. It's too busy. I'm going to go in with the black. Oh, this doesn't like the wax. I'm getting a wax resist thing going on here. I could solve that by getting a black pencil right here and licking the tip and just going back over the green with black. Yeah, I really did not like that busyness at all. The color just did not make me happy at all. It looked awful. I'm not particularly happy with this whole thing, if you want me to be honest. I don't like it. It's too, it took too much. It's too heavy. It pulls your eye over there. Now, I may be able to do this and make that interesting. We'll see. Ah. Too soft for that sharp. Okay. Not particularly happy with that either. But let's see if I can lift it just a little and make it more ghosty. Or I could use the orange and lighten it up. I'm going to try that. Yeah, that works. There, that gives it kind of a go of following it in there. That's better. But I am not happy with this at all. I wish I hadn't put it on there. But I did. And so be it. This is pretty much going to be finished here. I'm going to put one of those here just to balance it. And now because of that, maybe if I do this, it will take the emphasis off of that. Because not what I wanted to do, but never, you know, you can't love everything. It's okay, it's cute, and for a bookmark, it's a bookmark, people. Yeah, I guess so, you know, everything's got to be perfect. It's just we're so hard on ourselves sometimes. And then you just have to say, you know what? Let it go. Let it go. The whole point of all of this is for me to enjoy myself and to experiment. And I'm doing that. And it's not ugly. It'll still mark your page in a book. So it will still do its job as a bookmark. And now that actually did help balance out the weight of this little guy here. Got a little bit too busy for my tastes, but I like a little more white space. And I'm going to darken right here. I'm going to darken this a little bit too, because there, I like that a little bit better. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling it's not finished. Well, it's not, but I need to put my little paint pen accents on it. So my little final step. Although, I need to get a little more paint coming out of that, because it's not giving me the coverage that I want. I kind of like that, though. I might leave that alone for the time being. What can I do? Should I go down this one here? It needs something. No, don't like that idea. I'm going to... Yes. Yeah, there I got it. Now it's opaque. All right. Actually, I don't have a problem with that being a little see-through. I want something on this here, but I don't... No. I'm trying. I'm going to put this here. I slid it down. Sorry about that. You couldn't see. Now, the interesting thing is, I can do that with a pastel pen. Here, I actually have a peach color. So, even though the white was thin here, I'm not going to trust it now because now that's opaque, so I can't do that again. But I have paint pens in every color. So I want a peachy color so that it looks like it's not quite, that's a little too peachy. Nope, that's still a little too opaque. I wanted something, it's got to be darker than that. 70. There, that'll work. Sorry, guys. Sorry to make you sit there and wait, because we're almost done here, okay? Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now, I think I'm going to do exactly that in here with this one. Nah, and we'll use this. There. Okay, it's done. We're done. Ta-da! Ta-da! It's all finished. Bookmark. Bye-bye.